it's Jane Fetting from the Wicked West Bakehouse and Bistro in Rice Lake, Wisconsin, and we are about to start to put together our next stage of our sourdough bread. So once again, we're doing these videos just for fun. I'm not a super well-trained baker, but I've learned a lot in the last 2 years of owning the bakery here in Rice Lake, and sourdough has been one of my passions. It was a struggle for me in the beginning, but I'm so happy now that I finally got the hang of this. And I want to give a quick little shout out to the videographer here for me today, my daughter Olivia Yonkers. She's been helping me make these videos for you guys to learn how to make some sourdough. Maybe it'll help you out during this kind of strange time in our lives where we're all learning new things, hopefully, and just trying some different stuff. All right, so our sourdough bread. We first started out showing you how to make a starter, how to feed the starter, how to combine the ingredients to make the dough. We're at the stage now where we made our initial part of our dough and we let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And when it comes out, it's amazing. Remember how sticky and goopy and gloppy it looked? Now, it's all puffy. It's real spongy and puffy. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this plastic off so you can see it a little bit better. But this is what it looks like now the next day. So you can see it's still pretty loose, but we're gonna add some more flour to this now. And it definitely has that pungent sourdough smell to it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to transfer it back out of the bowl that I had it in the refrigerator overnight into a mixing bowl. And then we're gonna add some more flour to it. Okay, so now I have our second stage starter into my mixing bowl. And to this, I'm going to add 2 more cups of flour. So remember, we put 3 cups in initially, and now we're adding 2 more cups. And then I'm also going to add some kosher salt. I'm going to add 2.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then we're going to go ahead and put it back on the mixer and let that combine. All right, so our dough has been mixing here for a few minutes probably, and it's just starting to come together. I'll show you in just a few seconds. It's really nice and thick now. It's more like a typical dough that you would expect bread to be. So while this is finishing mixing, we're gonna fess up a little bit. So it sounds like we've been making these videos over a series of days. What I've really done is I've made all the different stages so that we could film these all in one evening. Hence also why we have the beer of Wisconsin in the background, our little liney Summer Shandy. Once again, I'm not a professional, and so sometimes you just need a little liquid encouragement. All right, so our dough is ready to come out of the mixer. And you can probably even see right now as it's coming off of the dough hook, it's thickened up quite a bit. So it looks real nice. It still has that real nice smell to it. And when I say nice smell now, I do mean it. Now when it has some more flour in it, a little extra water, it definitely smells better to me. All right, so here's our dough. What we're gonna wanna do right now is just take some of our flour and we're just going to wanna knead our dough just a little bit, just to get it to smooth more. And at this stage, we're not gonna be able to show you hours worth of stretching and folding, but I wanna show you how to stretch and fold. When we first put our post on about making a starter, and then last night I put a post on about feeding the starter, we had somebody who said, you know, I've been letting it rise for an hour and it's still flat. Well, sourdough, remember, it doesn't have yeast. It has a natural leavening in it. And so you have to work with the gluten strands in the bread in order for it to build up the strength to rise. And really the only way to do that is by the stretching and folding. And so when I stretch and fold this initial mound of dough, it's not going to stretch and fold nearly as nice as it will like in 2 hours or 3 hours from now. And yes, it truly can take 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5. It just depends on how advanced your starter is when you're working with your sourdough for it to get to that stage where it's ready to be on its final rise and be able to get it into the oven to make your beautiful loaf of bread. So what I'm going to do is just show you right now how to stretch and fold. And once again, remember, this one's not going to stretch and fold nearly as nice as in like an hour or two. But basically, when you have your dough, you're going to want to just simply push it out without tearing it. You don't want to grab it and rip it real hard. You just want to kind of gently push it out. And this one's not going to have much give. We'll try to make another video maybe tomorrow morning, and that will show you a little bit better how it looks. But once I stretch it, then I'm going to want to fold it. So I folded 1/3, then I'm folding the other third kind of together so it looks like this. And then I'm going to take the top portion, fold it towards myself, and kind of squish it down. Don't be afraid. I mean, bread dough, you can mess with it a little bit. And then I'm going to take that bottom half and I'm going to push that in towards the center and squish that in. And then I'm just going to flip it over and kind of make it back into that nice ball of dough. And that's my first stretch. So what we're going to do with this now is we're going to take it and put it into either a lightly sprayed bowl and cover with plastic. I actually prefer to just take plastic and just wrap it in the plastic. The plastic allows it to have a little bit of energy. So it's kind of unique. The science behind this is kind of cool because this is going to build some energy in here, and it's like burning calories, and it's actually going to start to grow and expand a little bit. And I think wrapping it tight in the plastic helps that happen a little bit faster. That might not be the right way to do it. It might be better to put it in a bowl of plastic over the top, but this is how I've been doing it from the beginning, and it works really well for me. So basically, I'm just gonna put that plastic around it after I've stretched and folded it. I'm just gonna let it sit for, this first one, I'd probably let it sit for about an hour before I touch it again. After that, I probably stretch and fold every half hour until it gets to the stage where it's ready to be made into its final shaping and into a loaf of bread. So how do you tell when it's ready? Obviously I'm not going to be able to show you with this one, but hopefully we'll make another final video where we can show you what it looks like, and to me it's what it sounds like when it's ready to be shaped in that final dough, because it's going to make some real telltale sounds as you're stretching and folding it, where you can tell that that is ready to be made into a loaf of bread and put into the oven. So for right now, this is our final little bit on sourdough, but we'll catch up with you again later. Thanks so much, and we hope that you enjoyed a little bit of fun here with sourdough.